named Yar on a quest in space. You attack the shield of the Kotile's base, but watch out, Yar.
He knows where you are. Yar's revenge is
New from Atari.
Have you played Atari today?
With ion zones and evil drones, there's nothing else like Yars Revenge, the way out space game that's new from Atari. Who else?
Have you played Atari today?
Hello, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome back to the third season, finally, of the amazing Atari Aficionado. So, I just want to first start off by saying thank you so much for the wait, and I do apologize to a lot of people that may have stopped watching this channel because I haven't put out any Atari content in so long. I've just been busy with a lot of other projects and a lot of other things, and it's been taking forever to get around to that. But hey, they're here now, so hopefully those fans will come back, and who knows, maybe I'll gain some new fans. But for those that have stuck around and waited, I thank you. And for those who are unfamiliar with this series, hopefully Season 3 will get you into it. There's 2 other seasons that you should check out. But anyway, let's focus on today's video. So without further ado, first up, let's take a look at the game. So you're all pretty familiar with this game if you're Atari collectors or a video game fan, or if you haven't lived under a rock. I'm sure you've heard of Yars Revenge, programmed and made by Atari. Unfortunately, I do not have the manual or the box, so I don't have all of the special details, but it was released in 1981. You're going to use the classic joystick controllers, but it's a really cool game, and it's been ported to a lot of different systems, and obviously it was an arcade game, so with it being on the Atari 2600, it was a big deal that the home video game market was finally able to get this game. Now, what made Yars Revenge so kind of different at the time from a lot of other Atari games was it had a huge story, and for 1982 that was still kind of a big deal. So Yars Revenge, and keep in mind this was before the days of when DC started doing comic books for them, which I'll be getting to this season. They did one for the game called the Quotile Experiments, the Quotile Ultimatum, and it basically builds up the story about Yars Revenge, about the fly and how it evolved on this other planet, the planet of the Planet 3. There was various planets, and they talk about how the human fly on planet Earth evolved into what they would be known as Yars, and they had gained new powers and transformed into magnificent creatures, and they populated the 3rd, 4th, and 5th planets of the Razak solar system, and they were able to peacefully live and enjoy their newfound powers. They were able to devour any substance and convert it into energy missiles powerful enough to vaporize solid rock. Eventually, they would create, or they would run into, they didn't create them, but they would run into an enemy known as the Quotile, and the Quotile decimated Planet 4, which we'll get to here in a moment. I'm kind of giving you the abridged version as quick as possible. And they have the Zorlon cannon, which is the cannon that moves up and down on the side of the screen. If you're looking at it from your perspective, it would be on the left side of the screen. And essentially, they need to avenge the destruction of Planet 4, which is the Yars Revenge. That's where the revenge comes in. And essentially, they just pretty much explain how there's the neutral zone, and you can't get injured in the neutral zone. That's that little radioactive-looking part of the screen that you can put your ship in. But the swirls, they will come after you no matter what, so you constantly have to keep an eye out for the swirls. And they talk about the destroyer missiles and things of that nature, and it's, you know, it's very detailed. It's very colorful. It's a very cool comic book, and it's one that I'm very proud to own. Being the amazing Atari aficionado, you know, this is something that I absolutely need to have in my set. And now here is kind of the breakdown of the game screen. So you have the headquarters, the moon of Planet 3, you have your neutral zone, the quotile enemy camp, and their enemy shield. And they basically describe how you have to either touch or a path must be broken through the shield. You know, and then it also explains how the Zorlan cannon must be called in, and you have to communicate with it. So it does a great job of really truly explaining the story for such a basic game. And this is why I love Atari, because even with all of this, you still got to use imagination. You still need to, you know, kind of put yourself in that time frame. And it's such an addictive, simple game. And yet here, you know, here we are, you know, 40 years later, maybe more than that. I suck at doing math, but, you know, close to 50 years later, and we're still talking about Yars' Revenge and dropping the manual while we're talking about it. So like I said, today was a pretty simple episode. I kind of want to get back to talking about individual, you know, cartridges and individual manuals, so I can spend a little bit more, you know, detail and time, you know, either showing you gameplay or talking about gameplay. But today's video was just a pretty simple, basic one. So there you go. There is that. I have in my hands a Defender. Now this is another game, but this is a Defender unopened box. And I am going to open it as a bonus part of this video. This is the first time, I don't know if this is the first time I'm opening up a sealed game for Atari 2600. I may have, but this is at least the first time that I'm opening it on video for all of you at home. So, just going to dig right in. So, this is a 1981. So, yeah, this is definitely over 40 years, maybe close to 50 years. Man, that felt good to rip that off. Now, I mean, as you can tell, this is a pretty banged up box, so it's not like it was really, you know, it's not like it was in pristine condition. It's just so funny to me, like, I guess they really didn't expect people to maybe hold on to these boxes, because it's such shitty kind of design with the tape and the glue, and man, look at the stains that the glue left. But here it is. This is really cool. I've never opened up like a fresh game before. This is like really strange and crazy to me. So here we go. So look at that. You can already see some glue damage, even though this has been sitting in the box for over 40 years now, or close to 50 years. And actually, yeah, 50 years. But not a bad looking Defender. And then it looks like it's jam-packed full of stuff. So here, it looks like the top of the manual got a little messed up from the, I guess, the little, you know, the tab being pushed in. And how funny, Yars' Revenge, I open up to that right away. Look at that. It's like this thing knew that I was talking about. Maybe it's self-aware, like the Terminators. So, there you have it. There's one of the Atari catalogs. I've gone through those before. I've talked about those many, many times. And then here is the Defender, you know, manual, of course. So, the game program / instructions. So, these are nice and crisp. So this is cool. This is awesome. You know, I think this is going to make for a cool video. And it looks like there's something bonus in here. I don't know No way. That is incredible. So inside this box, ladies and gentlemen, and I had no idea. I already own this, but this is an even better looking version of what I own. This is Atari Force #1. What were the chances that there would be a comic book inside of this box? And this video was about comic books. And I said that I would start showing off more comics in these videos. Ladies and gentlemen, you saw it live here, recorded on the amazing Atari Aficionado. This is stunning. This is mind-blowing. I don't even know what to think right now. I'm so excited. This is so cool. So stay tuned, ladies and gentlemen. There's going to be a lot more Atari excitement coming your way. So thanks for watching.
Jeannie, hold on. Mom and Dad said I could play Yars Revenge. Revenge? Who's getting even with who? You'll see.
Yars Revenge is a video game cartridge you have to buy separately to play on the Atari video computer system. Your parents hook it up to the TV.
Now you're supposed to be Yars, fighting the bad Kotai. You got him, Jeannie. Can I stay up late? Good night, Steven.
This is the Atari video computer system. Yars Revenge and other video game cartridges are each sold separately.